Hi folks, to add a new menu item with a drop-down menu, we're going to open up the library, the shared, and the header page. Switch to Code View to start with. Scroll down until you find an existing menu with drop-down. They're all commented. To add another drop-down, we're simply going to copy an existing drop-down. Then we're going to rename the top level button. Then we're going to add or remove sub-level buttons or sub-level items. Then we're going to rename those and relink those. So we'll do the whole process. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to remove this out of the view so we have a little bit more room to work with. I want to add another drop-down, and I want to add it after the standard menu item. So I'm just going to find where that ends with the menu drop-down code, give myself a little bit more space, and I'm going to paste in an existing menu item with drop-downs. The first thing I'm going to do is change the name. New drop, just for the sake of purposes. Keep in mind, a top-level menu item, you cannot link that to a page because it has a drop-down. Touch users on mobile devices, iPads, touchscreens would not be able to access the drop menu if you linked the top level button to a page. So it's inert by default. All a top level button will do is open a drop down. So if you see anything with the word drop down in it, you know that that top piece, the very first one that's listed, is going to be the main or the top level item. Everything down in the drop menu class or div container will actually be a drop down item itself. So from this point, let's say I want to have just 2 drop down items. So I would delete 3 of the existing. Pretty simple. If I want to add more, I'm just going to copy an existing line. When I copy a line, I don't just scrub over and, paste it down below. Typically, I'll grab the entire line like so, copy it, and then paste it in just to make sure that everything lines up neatly. The first example was kind of a bad fluke because it did line up neatly, but I've seen cases or I've updated websites where the code is kind of messy to read. Just for me, from my viewpoint, the tidier you can keep things in the code view, even though you don't have to know HTML, when you are in this view here, it's fairly easy to read. You can see the name of the link or the name of the menu item, and you can see the page that it links to. So now that we've renamed the top level button, we can either rename the sub level, the drop down buttons, and then just relink the page. Fortunately, in Dreamweaver, the later versions, if you were to simply remove that or scrub over the existing link, hit the space bar, you get a browse pop-up. You just click that and you can browse to the page you want to link to, click OK, and it automatically updates the link for you, like so. So you don't have to manually go and type in the ... which represents a folder hierarchy where you have to go up 2 folder levels to find the FAQ page. Anyways, you could also now switch to design view. When you see a menu with a drop, you'll see a single item followed by a column list or a row of links below. So this is where you can just simply select, the item right here, or select this item right here. Just click on a piece of text. The link down here will show up. You can now use the point to file tool. I'll put the file list back in place. So I could select column 4, use my point to file tool, and point to the About Us page as an example, right? You may find it, because these links are all side by side and a little bit hard to distinguish, you may find, even though you're not an HTML person, that going into code and simply selecting the text, in this case the text in white, is very easy to read. Older versions of Dreamweaver, not so much, but you can just simply very carefully select the existing text like so, right? And just to be safe, you could actually select the text, and it's the A link you want to change. So you could, to make sure you have the right piece of text selected, you could literally put your cursor, select the A drop-down item, and that is the piece of text that you need to change if you see something where a lot of similar names like column 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. show up.